Hey,
What?
we're back again.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is episode 24 of Concept Something. I'm still here, and I'm Nathan.
I'm also here, and I think I'm Ryan.
I don't think that's right.
That's right.
Something's a little
right.
off.
It's right.
But
It's right.
okay.
It's right.
Whatever. Nice.
But
All right, so I guess we didn't talk about it last week at all. Ryan, don't eat it. I dare you to eat that.
No.
Please do.
No, I'm not to eat this old popcorn that's on our table.
But the stuff that's on the ground.
I'll eat that though.
Okay. It's nice and safe on the carpet.
We didn't talk about it last week,
Yeah, we didn't.
but something we want to talk about this week is a trip we did.
To
A road
Virginia.
A road trip.
A road trip.
We were
Roadhouse.
safe. We followed all COVID precautions. We wore a mask.
Yeah. It was interesting. So we start off and we go, and the whole thing is one of our buddies moves down to Virginia. So we go and we're like, oh, he's been down there for like 3 months ish
Mm-hmm.
at this point, and he graduated in spring 20,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, oh, we haven't really seen him that much since he graduated. So it's a good time to go down and reconnect and hang out, have a good time.
See where he's at.
Yeah. But instead of driving straight through, which I think it would have been like 9 hours or something.
No, it's been like 7.5.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not even that bad.
Yeah. But instead of being like going all the way through, we go on the way down, we stop in Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
which that was a whole interesting thing in itself. So we get there and it's, I don't know, it's like 7-ish. And the Airbnb we're staying at is, according to Airbnb and what they wrote on their
cool.
profile,
Cool.
it's the only tiny house in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we stayed at the only tiny house in Pittsburgh. Get on our levels. Scrubs.
Which that was an experience in itself, and if you kind of want to see a little bit of it, then you can go watch another round where we did the banana bread.
Yes. Another round banana bread video on YouTube.
Yeah.
It has a short little video, and you can see we recorded in it and everything.
Yeah. The setup was real janky, but it worked.
It did work.
But we get done recording. Did we record before we ate or after we ate?
We recorded.
No, it was after.
We recorded after we ate.
But okay, so before then we get there, and we're kind of just chilling, just trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and
Just keep in mind too, it's nighttime because we traveled like December 29th,
yeah,
and it got dark at like 5, so we got there at 7, pitch black.
yeah. So we're like, okay, like we can probably eat soon, and at this point I think it's close to like 8. It might be 8 already. So we're trying to find a place to, one, get beer from like a brewery down there or something, and 2, to get food. But like every place we found stopped serving food at like 8. And it's like a Tuesday night or something. So I don't know, I'd expect them to be open till like 8:30 or maybe 9.
Yeah.
So we find this one taco place, and we call them, and like on their website it says, oh, we're up until 9.
No, their website says we're open till 10. I think what happened is we got there at like 8:50, and they're like, oh, we closed at 9.
Yeah.
Or we closed at 9.
Well, luckily they're like, oh yeah, we'll make your food for you. And we're like, sweet, cool, we got food.
We just traveled for like 4.5 hours, and we were starving.
Yeah.
And like no place was like no local place other than fast food was going to be open that late too. So like we were kind of concerned that we wouldn't be able to get food from somewhere.
Yeah. And we pull in, we call them, order the food and everything, and then we wait like 2 minutes, and then me and Josh get out of the car because Ryan's driving, so he's just gonna chill there. And we go stand in this like...
Yeah, so we don't want to pay for parking, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not putting money in the meter, bros. You guys don't get the food.
So we go in, And we're kind of standing there waiting, everything, chatting up the person who took our order and everything. She's like, oh yeah, like, because of COVID, like, we close at 9 instead of 10. And we're like, oh, okay, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, we're not from here, so I don't care. But we get our food, and we go to grab some hand sanitizer. Pump it, just smells like straight tequila.
Whoa.
It was the strongest scent of tequila you could have had.
Well, you know why they do that though, right? Is because the beginning of COVID, when like bars and everything and breweries couldn't like have people in it, they started making hand sanitizer.
Yeah, they should have scented it something else. Dude, you get pulled over, cop's gonna be like, "You've been drinking? It smells like you've been drinking a lot."
Yeah, I've been drinking my hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
What about it?
And then after we end up getting food, we go and call this brewery, get beer from them, and like we pull up, and then we call them, because like their website was all weird and stuff.
Well, we pulled in and there was like no cars.
Yeah.
It was like dead, and it's like, where's the front door? We don't even know how to get into this place.
So I called them, I'm like, oh, can we get like this and this? And they're like, oh yeah, it'll be like 10 minutes. And we're like, okay.
It's like we're in the
And
parking
we're sitting
lot.
in the parking lot, the only car in there. So we wait the time, we walk in. It was a nice brewery.
Yeah, it looked nice
really
from the outside.
And we like go and dude literally just goes and grabs it from the refrigerator case, and then he pulls up the like the mini growler that we got, and he's like, "Yep, there it is. Okay, cool." And we leave.
So we
That's
didn't have to
literally
wait
it.
10 minutes.
We didn't. Get back, eat, record, film, and everything. It's great. The one thing is, when you open the door to go outside in a tiny house, all the warm air goes outside.
And like the main thing they used to heat the place was a space heater.
Yeah. Very inefficient.
Yeah.
Very, very
Hey,
inefficient.
we were renting it for the night, so didn't matter to me that we put it on
No,
high.
it didn't.
Basically, a mini house though is like a camper. That is like
Yeah.
the best way to put it. Is like it's a nice camper.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know how people go out there and like live off that. 'Cause it's like you have, I think there was like a 1-burner stove they had to like cook stuff, and then even like the hot water too. Like I took the first shower, and then I think
Yeah, I hate you. I took the last shower.
Yeah.
It was scalding cold.
Scalding cold? Ice cold?
Bro, like I let it run for a little bit. I'm like, I was naked in the bathroom, like putting my hand in. I'm like, is it gonna warm up? And I'm like, oh, I had to bite the bowl and just hop in. It was the worst shower ever in my life. I hate cold showers.
yeah, I don't know how people do that.
But yeah, the next day, after Nathan took a warm shower and the rest of us took cold showers.
I think Josh had like a half warm-ish shower.
Yeah. And well, then we went to explore Pittsburgh some more.
Pittsburgh is dirty.
It's like they have some cool things there, but like yeah, it's like I thought Detroit was like bad, but it's like another Detroit.
No, I'd say it's worse than Detroit.
That's true.
It's just like trash, because they're cleaning up Detroit. But like there's just like trash everywhere, and it's like
We're sorry if you're from Pittsburgh, but like it was like for us going in, maybe it didn't help to go during a pandemic, but it's like there was really like it was dead downtown and like it was all trashed.
yeah, wasn't a great impression. The only other impression of Pittsburgh I had was a school field trip I took. Well in college, it was all paid for too, which was phenomenal.
Lucky.
And we only saw the city at night, so couldn't really see how dirty it actually was.
That happens at like things at night.
Yes,
They don't look as bad as they appear.
very true.
And I mean, the fort they had there was kind of cool. Like the point.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it was a cool park.
But I guess on our way, like after Pittsburgh, then we went on the road, and like the one stop we went from Pittsburgh to Virginia was this really cool place called the Paw Paw Tunnel.
Yeah.
And that was is that in West Virginia?
That was,
Technically?
I think so. I think it's West Virginia.
Or Maryland? I don't know.
it's like right by the border.
Yeah. Paw Paw Tunnel is that a really cool tunnel that when we got there, like the photos showed it being open, you can walk and everything, and it was like boarded up. And we're like, no fucking way. But there was a door open, and we went through it. I don't know if we were allowed to or not.
I think you were.
I don't know, but we still went into the tunnel even though it was like kind of boarded up, and it was like pitch black and really cool. And we walked like the whole like half mile down to the other side. We have some cool photos from there that I haven't even posted.
Yeah, I've neither, and I probably won't.
I might eventually.
No, I'm probably not going to post anything on Instagram until like July, realistically.
That's fair.
But yeah, so then we go travel there or stop there and walk around a bunch, which it was the only way that you could like see was through the flashlights on your phone.
It was really cool though. Like it was a fun experience.
But so we walk into the tunnel like because it's all boarded up and everything, and there's a little door opening that's just like the width of the path, and there's just water pouring down basically
when you first walk in.
Yeah, when you first walk in, just dripping everywhere. And we take like 3 steps, and it's like, oh, well, my shoes are wet. Okay. And you like keep walking. You walk for like another 30 or 40 feet, and then it goes and gets back to like normal and it's dry and everything, which is nice. And I turn to look at Josh, and I'm like, dude, if it was like that the entire time, I would have turned around.
Because yeah, keep in mind, you know, being drenched for half a mile straight.
I'm a pass.
Would not be fun. I mean, I had waterproof boots, so like I was fine.
Yeah. So then after we messed around over there and got done with our shenanigans there, we go, and we had no service like basically the entire time when we were at that tunnel.
Oh yeah, we're like a mile underground and things in this tunnel.
But then we get out and we also had no service still, because we're middle of nowhere basically in Virginia. So we're like, well, we don't know the directions or where to go. So we just go and we came from that direction, so we can go the other way.
We're gonna keep going in the same direction until we get enough internet to put on Google Maps or something.
Yeah.
Because Google Maps got us there. Then I like turned it off and everything on my phone. Then I went to go load it back up when we left, and like, oh well, shoot.
Well, we don't know where we are. But yeah, we ended up getting there. Got to the our buddy's apartment.
It might have been like 6 or something, right? 6, 7.
I think
it was after like nightfall.
6.
It was after nightfall.
Yeah, the sun was basically setting when we got back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we ended up arriving there at like 7 or something like that, and we're like, oh, we're pretty hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we had lunch at we had brunch at noon.
We had brunch in Pittsburgh, so we didn't eat since Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so we were pretty hungry. We go to this nice little brewery. Actually, it's not even a brewery. It's like a tap house.
Yeah, 50-50 tap house.
Yeah, it is a tap house. Yeah, which they had a very large selection of beers, which was...
I loved it.
Which is always appreciated.
And so they're called 50-50 tap house because pre-COVID, because they couldn't carry so much alcohol, but they normally, on a normal basis, have 50 things on tap and then 50 different burgers. Which they still had the 50 different burgers, and I was impressed that they had 50 different style burgers.
Yeah. So I got I always go for the spicy burgers because...
Nathan likes the spice.
I do like the spice. But they're never really that spicy, which is kind of sad.
You know, I was on vacation, and I decided to get a weird burger that was called...
Wait, don't even say it yet. So before we even go there, we're looking online for all the places that are open and everything, and Ryan pulls up this picture of this place, and he's scrolling through the pictures, bunch of burgers and beers and stuff, and he's like, ew, what's this one? And guess what burger Ryan got?
I got the one that I said ew to, and it was called the Elvis Burger. And on the Elvis Burger, it was just a burger patty, peanut butter, bacon, and bananas. It was the weirdest thing I don't think I've ever ingested. I don't know how to explain it, but the texture in my mouth was like, The flavor was like okay, but like the texture was like weird.
Yeah, actually, you should get a lot of mush.
It was a lot of peanut butter. I was like a dodge, like I tried to get the peanut butter off the roof of my mouth.
Yeah, and then we got a lot of beer, basically. We drank a lot there. But they had the good selection.
They had a huge good selection. Well, also one thing that's cool about when we went, so like we went to like the town Winchester, Virginia, smaller, but thankfully everything was open, bars, restaurants. Since like we're from Michigan, nothing's opened.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So like it was like I was like a kid in a candy shop. I'm like, bro, can we just go out to eat because I miss this?
Yeah. It's like,
Every
can we
meal.
see other people type thing?
And then that night we just got back, played some games, and went to bed to wake up the next day, which the next day was New Year's Eve. And that's where you're like, we basically did everything the same. And I remember that night, like basically we just went to lunch at a pizza place, just hung out, slept, things like that. And then for dinner, I remember we wanted to go to a different brewery. So, and keep in mind, it was also raining at this time. And we pre-gamed since it's New Year's Eve. So, like, we were already a little buzzed. So we're running around. And the first brewery we went to, we looked on our phones that said it was opened. Was not open because of COVID. Then we ran to a different one. And guess what? That one wasn't opened either. And guess which one was open? The 50/50 Tap House.
No, didn't we go to... Or was that New Year's Day? When did we go to the Mexican place?
Well, we went there for dinner. We didn't go there for the bar. We went to a Mexican restaurant for dinner. But we went to the Tap House for drinks. That's where we got the growlers.
True. But we go... So, even before this, so we go to dinner, we go to this Mexican place. And we're like, oh, let's get margaritas. And looking at this menu, got a bunch of different fruity flavors. I'm like, oh, mango's gonna be good. Ryan goes, blue.
It said blue, okay?
What's blue? He's like, I'm gonna get blue. I'm like, that sounds terrible, but okay.
This is their blue paint.
So mine comes out, tastes like mango. Love it. It's phenomenal.
Tasted so good.
Great margarita. 100% would recommend. Ryan's comes out, and it just tastes like
straight tequila.
Yeah, it's straight tequila, and they put blue dye in it. That's it.
It was not watered down at all. Like it was strong.
Yeah.
Like oh my god, also probably the reason why like we were a little tipsy trying to go to the bars after that.
Yeah. Because we there was one bar that was open. Because we tried to go to like two other bars, but they were closed.
Yeah.
And the one that was open, we walked by, and it just looked super sketch.
It was packed full of people who were like, no one were wearing masks or like body to body. We're like, we don't want to get COVID. So we're like, we'll go to the 50/50 Tap House that like seats you like far away from other people. And like, we're like the only people in there.
Yeah. And we'll get beer. And that's basically it. That's what we did.
Yeah, we got beer. Great. It was fun.
So then...
I think I spent like a few $100s on this trip on beer alone. Like no joke.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
But I tried all different new beer.
Yeah.
So like I liked it.
Tried a bunch of different ones that were very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried a couple that were like, eh. But, yeah. Hey, everyone's got their own preference.
So, yeah, we got a little drunk, a little tipsy at the 50/50 Tap House. And then, like, before we left, we're like, ooh, can we get growlers to go? So we got 64-ounce growlers, which we have the bottles saved here.
Yeah. Which those are pretty cool. Because you can basically, I guess, most likely post-COVID. Because, like, I know some breweries are like, you can't bring your own growler in type thing.
Yeah, because COVID.
But, like, post-COVID, bring it any brewery and just get it filled up.
Yeah. It's a good deal.
That'd be fun. But after New Year's Eve, was it New Year's Day or was it the day after?
For what?
That we go to DC.
Okay, it was New Year's Day because we left on Saturday.
True. All right, so
this is Friday, the 1st of January.
So we wake up and we're kind of just chilling, and the plan is to go visit one of our other buddies in DC.
Mm-hmm.
And he lives like, I think he was also just like outside of DC. So we do like the hour, I think it was like an hour and a half drive in. And weather's great the entire time. It's a little cloudy. I think it was sunny for part of it too or something. But no rain or anything. We get there, park, starts drizzling. We're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I mean, this isn't bad. It's not that bad.
No. And then we meet up and start walking towards the National Mall. We get in front of like the White House, and it starts coming down.
It's coming down. Like, we're at this point like 2 miles away from our car, and we're like, well, shit.
Yeah. So then we go see the Washington Monument. Then we do the long walk from there all the way down to the Lincoln Memorial. And then we hang out there for a little bit because it's not raining in there.
Yeah, it was nice and dry. But this time, like, by the time we got to the Lincoln Memorial, which is basically, like, in a timeline sense, like halfway of our whole trip. Because we walked all the way down there, then we had to walk all the way back to Chinatown.
Yeah.
And by the time we got down there, my shoes, every time I was stepping, you would get the noise. And it's like, oh, my shoes are destroyed right now. They're so soaked. And we're only, like, halfway done with our trip.
So we decided to turn around and go back to the car and everything. Or like we were trying to find food, but nothing in DC was open.
Nope.
We couldn't find anywhere to eat. So we're like, okay, we'll just figure it out when we get closer to the car. We turn around and we're like walking back towards the Washington Monument. And we're like, oh, there's a bathroom. Let's go to the bathroom. We go in there. It was disgusting. Most disgusting bathroom I've ever seen.
Oh my god. Yes, I forgot about this bathroom, dude.
There was 2 stalls and a urinal. The urinal was out of order. The other toilet was like filled to the brim with like poop and pee. It was disgusting. And then the other stall
didn't have a door.
It didn't have a door on it. But it's still flush and everything.
So like if someone had a poop, like that's literally all you had. Like you had a poop without a door and someone could just literally walk right in and see you.
Yeah.
Like, it
was disgusting.
Folks, that is DC for you. They do not take care of their bathrooms there.
I think right now especially.
Good thing I only had to take a piss.
Same.
But like if I had to take a poop, I'd been like, I guess someone could just walk in on me.
I guess I'm gonna hold it.
Dude.
So we go and we keep walking. At this point we're like exhausted, soaked, and freezing.
We were like tired. We're like, man, we're still hungover from yesterday.
Yeah. And we make it back to the car, and our buddy is like, I'm just gonna go home.
We're like, we're not gonna worry about food.
Yeah. So then we get back in the car, and I think it started to like icing a little bit too. But we get back and Ryan's driving. I'm like, good thing he's driving because I'm exhausted. I'm gonna take a nap. Josh and I pass out in the back, and then I think the other Nathan who we were visiting also crashes in the front and shot.
Yeah, I was the last. Basically, by the time we got back to the car, it was like getting dark. To get started early that time of year, and it's like the whole hour and a half drive back to Virginia, like Winchester, Virginia. I was exhausted, cold. I was driving without shoes because my shoes were just shredded, and everyone else is sleeping. I'm like, ooh, well, I could just go for a nice nap right now. No one would know. They're all sleeping.
No one would be the wiser.
If we did cards, I'd be like, I don't know what happened. The car just hit me.
Didn't you say that there was like 2 or 3 times where you just started hydroplaning?
Oh yeah. It was like I had a death grip on because it was raining so hard. There's just times where just like I'm pretty sure it was like pure water over the road.
Yeah.
And I was driving a little over the speed limit because I was tired. I wanted to go home.
But yeah, that was
interesting day trip to Washington D.C.
Yeah. I want to go back to DC when like everything's actually open and you can go into the museums and everything.
Yep.
But like right now, DC kind of sucks.
Yeah, we pretty much didn't do much else for that night.
No.
Like,
then we got dinner and then crashed because we were all dead.
Yeah. I mean, I think we stayed up playing games and drank a little more. So it was our last night. Hurrah. Then we woke up the next morning, left. But on our way back, we stopped at this really cool place.
We did. We stopped at this really, really cool state park in, you'll never guess it, Ohio. But, I think it's called, is it Nelson Kennedy Ledges State Park?
Yes, it was Nelson Kennedy Ledges.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
Literally middle of nowhere. And we pull up into this parking lot and we're like, where is it? And we see some stairs going up and we're like, oh, we gotta go across the street. Okay. Insane rock formations.
It was, for being right next to the road, and you don't even notice it when you're driving by, but like when you go inside these formations, like the way they have this park set up, no ADA compliance. Like,
Not
it's
at all.
basically free for all. You can go climb on shit if you want. Like, they just have markers. It's not like massive or anything, but it's like really fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, if you're like our age, it's fun because like it's like a playground for you. It's like a McDonald's play place.
But for people that are older.
Yeah. It's like,
And
hey,
cool.
I don't care if I fall down a cliff.
You should, but
like it's insane, these rock formations. I would recommend looking it up.
yeah.
The Nelson Kennedy Ledges State Park in Ohio.
Yeah. And it's free.
That's true. It was free too.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't charge anything. It's like there's a waterfall there too.
I'd like to go back there when it like warms back up. But when we were there was so much ice and mud.
Yeah.
It was a death trap.
Let's just say Nathan's shoes just got destroyed this trip.
Yeah, Ryan's over here with his boots, waterproof
My
boots
waterproof
and everything.
boots.
And then Josh and I are over here just with like it's basically just garbage shoes that like we don't really care about that much.
Yeah.
So like I didn't care about them getting muddy. I just didn't want my feet to be soaking wet.
I mean, I cared a little bit because it was my car too, so I don't want you to be muddy either.
Yeah. We're struggling. There was this point where it was a long ravine basically that we were walking up.
Yeah.
And you just get all this water flowing down and it's just super muddy. And Ryan's like kind of going along with it because he doesn't want to get super muddy or like
I don't
stuck
see,
in
like
the mud
even though my shoes are waterproof, I don't want to get them super muddy to bring it back to the car.
Yeah. So he's like being a little cautious and stuff. And like also
I was finding the path.
Yes. But then there was this death log that was
yes.
just a sheet of ice on top of it.
Like,
and you had to like lean against the wall of the ravine on one side while still balancing so you don't die on this log.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was a sheet of ice till I stepped on it. Since I was going first, I stepped on it like a Tom and Jerry, like feet almost above my head kind of thing.
And I was in the back because I was being cautious and not trying to fall. And I get across the log, and Ryan's up front. He's like, "Oh, it stops here." And I'm like, "Oh, so I came up here for no reason?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went up the dead end.
So I go and try and straddle the log again and get across. And I think I got across the log, but then I took another step onto the next branch or something, and the branch just sank.
Oh my god.
And my foot was just covered, and it was cold.
I would not like that. I feel like that place would be nice for like late spring to go to.
Oh yeah. Oh, that in the fall.
The fall, I feel like there would be a lot of dried up stuff though in the fall. Like the waterfall probably wouldn't be as prominent, but late spring
But
the
the
waterfall.
colors.
Yeah, it's true.
Colors though.
And it would be dry.
That too.
But this place we spent like probably 2 hours at. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. So we went on one of the trails that goes like around the entire thing, and then we got sidetracked, and we were like, "Oh, let's go over here." So we started walking.
Yeah, we literally did, I'm pretty sure, every single trail there.
Yeah.
Except the basic white trail that they call it. It's like white trail is like the easiest one where it's just like on the top of the ledges. We're like, no, we're going in it.
Yeah.
We're having fun. We're going in the caves and the ravines. Yeah, there was one like ravine that you go down into, and it's like you have to like shuffle side to side because it's so tight.
It was a tight squeeze.
It was fun though. I would definitely go back.
That's the one thing I would go to in Ohio.
It's true.
And that was basically our trip.
We summed it up in 30 minutes. We did actually a really good job.
Yeah. I think we dawdled a lot in Pittsburgh for the first like 10 minutes.
We did a lot in Pittsburgh, I guess, for just being there one night, but
yeah. Pittsburgh,
poopy.
4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 stars.
It was
yeah.
Pittsburgh,
I'm gonna write a Yelp review on Pittsburgh. It's gonna be,
say, You know, it's a city.
It's there. It's on the water. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking along with us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
See you next week.
Hopefully. See ya.
Bye.